Hi, sweet fleas. Just wanted to say before I get to the video that I do have a Patreon account. Here are all of my lovely patrons. If you want to support my work, or if you would like to see some of the videos that I post that are still macro-micro roleplay or ASMR themed, but videos that I am not willing to post here on YouTube, you can check them out over there on my Patreon. I post pretty regularly over there. And if you would like a custom ASMR or macro-micro furry roleplay video, you can message me on my Linktree accounts. Any of these accounts will get to me if you want to send me a direct message, and we can work something out. I'm always happy to hear you guys' ideas and see what we can come up with. So yeah, without further ado, thank you guys so much for the support, and let's get to the video. Okay. Now, oh, you're awake. Oh, no. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Relax. Deep breaths. It's okay. I promise. You're going to be okay. There's no need to panic. Now, before we get into things, I just want you to know that you are safe, okay? You're completely safe. I'm not going to hurt you. So to catch you up to speed, you are on board our ship, and we are doing a little bit of research, let's say. You're safe. There's nothing to fear. I know I am much bigger than you, and I know that could probably be alarming for a little guy like you. It's okay. I promise. You are safe and sound, and all of the research and testing that we do here at this facility is completely safe. We are not going to hurt you, okay? That is not our intention. This is purely to get to know your species better, okay? Okay, so now that that's out of the way, my name is Ragna, and as you can probably tell, I am not from Earth. And you, my adorable little Earthling, are going to be my subject for the day. It'll be fun, I promise. It's nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. Like I said, none of the tests are dangerous or harmful or nothing like that, okay? I'm not even gonna draw a blood sample or anything like that, so no syringes, no needles, no poking. Maybe a little poking. I like poking you little cuties, I'll be honest, but everything is above board, okay? So, are you willing to help me with my research? If you answer yes, we can proceed. And if you answer no, I'm gonna have to wipe your memories. I'm sorry. You won't remember any of this. You'll just wake up back at your home. You'll think this was some kind of weird dream if you remember anything at all. So, I would very much appreciate, though, if you were willing to assist me in my research. I need specimens, and, you will? Oh, great. Okay, good. If that's the case, and you seem quite a bit more relaxed than you were initially, I am going to take you out of that force field cage, and we can begin our research in earnest. How does that sound? Good? Okay, perfect. Okay, so, I'm just going to... Okay. So, first things first, little human, what's your name? Okay. And how old are you? Okay. On what part of Earth were you born? Okay. And, how tall are you? Aww, that's so tiny. I love it. I understand that, it must be a little bit overwhelming. I imagine you've probably not seen a living creature, my size before, right? According to some of the surveillance research we've done on Earth, the largest animal that you have on the planet is the blue whale. And as you can see, I am much, much, much larger than one of those, so, I can't imagine you have seen anything bigger than me, at least nothing living. Am I correct? Yeah, I know, and believe me, I get how scary and intimidating that must be, but, I assure you, like I said before, we only have the best of intentions here. Maybe it would put you at ease to know why, we're here, and maybe the reason why we're doing, the research we're doing. My species are called Taro. Taro, I think is how you would spell it, in your language. And we are a part of the AIS, which is the Alliance of Independent Systems. So, there are many planets with many different species out there, as you must have imagined by now. I know Earth, spacefaring technology is not very advanced as it is, but you must be aware that you're not alone in the universe, or at least you must have deduced that much by now. The universe is far too large to allow for that kind of uniqueness, I'm afraid. There is a lot of overlap. So that said, I am a Taro, Taro, like I said. My species is in the major classification of biology, meaning that, as you can see by my stature, I am very large. You, as a human, would be classified under minor, meaning that your stature is minor, diminutive. You would be classified as a micro. In our layman terms, that's what most people in the galaxy colloquially call you. That just means that you guys are all considered very tiny. It must be a bit of a shock to you to know that your species is, not considered large by, interplanetary measurements. I would be considered the average, actually. There are many more life forms that are classified in the major category of biology. And the micros, the minor categorization category, however you want to call it, they are in the minority. There are less species of them, you, than majors. So that's fun. But, we're all equal in the eyes of the AIS. And in fact, the reason we are conducting this research on your species in private, in secret, is to see whether you guys could potentially be integrated into AIS society. If not all of you, then perhaps some of you. But we'll just have to see. That will really depend on your overall mindset, so... Are there any other questions you might have for me before I continue to conduct my research? Why am I not wearing clothes? That is a good question, I guess. You humans do like to wear your clothes. We don't typically wear them. And by we, I don't necessarily just mean Taro, but there are a number of species that, don't really feel a need to wear clothing. My fur does a pretty good job of covering and making me modest, so I don't really see a need. Would it make you more comfortable if I went and put something on? I could do that. It would? Okay, let's do that then. You're cute. Do you mind if I pet you? I'll be gentle, I promise. I'll be gentle. There you go, little human. There you go. You're very cute, Okay, so, give me one moment. I will be right back, and we will continue the, research, okay? Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. Much better, right? Okay. I hope this is okay. I guess for a researcher, you must expect me to be dressed like you humans do with, like, the white coats, I think is what you guys like to wear, right? Yeah, that's, just not really... It's more of a... It's a cultural thing, I think, more than anything. But here on the ship, we like to dress comfy if we're going to dress at all. Any other questions? Why do I look like a cat? I guess I do look like a human, like an Earth cat? I guess that would be the closest relatable species on Earth to my species. In fact, it might be amusing to know that my species communicates through a series of purring. Or I guess purring is a term that you would be familiar with. In fact, you might not be aware of this, but I'm not speaking an Earth language right now. I don't speak any of the languages on your planet. And you don't speak Taro, obviously. There is a universal translation system built into our ships that help us communicate with our subjects, our test subjects. And it has received the data from your planet and has automatically adjusted speech. So when you look at me, it looks like I'm speaking whatever Earth language you speak. But in reality, I am speaking Taro, which, as I just mentioned, probably to you would sound like purring. And vice versa, in fact. Right now, you may be speaking your Earth language, but for me, it sounds like you're speaking Taro. Pretty neat, right? Yeah, I always found that particular piece of technology fascinating. Really makes things so much easier without having to fill my head with a bunch of different languages. Especially Earth. We have noticed in our time in orbit around your planet that your species has so many languages, like, my goodness. Taro have just the one language. We all speak Taro. The fact that you, on Earth, all speak hundreds of different languages must make communicating with each other very difficult, I can't imagine. Well, but I digress. Did you have any other questions for me? Will I release you after our research together? Oh, well, that's really gonna depend on you. You're going to have two options, and I'm going to give them to you at the end of our research session together. Your first option is to have your memories erased, like I said. I'm sorry, but I cannot let you go back down to your planet knowing that we are here in orbit doing research on your species, obviously. I'm sorry. There's just no other way. That is standard AIS research doctrine, so... The other option, though, if you would be interested by the end, is to stay on board and help me conduct further testing. Does that sound good? You don't have to decide right now, cutie, obviously. You don't mind if I call you cutie, right? Okay, good. So, if that is all of your questions, I'd like to get back to the research now, if that's okay. Okay. So, first question. Do you like cats? Okay. Do you like dogs? Alright. Most humans answer yes on those questions, so, I'm not surprised either way. And do you currently have any pets? Okay. Would you consider it an insult if you were considered a pet? Just answer the question, yes or no. Okay. And, now the next series of questions are going to get a little strange, perhaps. And I'm sorry if that ends up being the case. I just need to get to know you a little bit better and to know how humans work. So, do you eat fish? Okay. Do you drink milk? Any kind of milk. It doesn't have to be from a particular species. Okay. Do you consider yourself to be tall? Interesting and cute. In the event that your species were integrated into AIS society, what kind of work would you feel you were most apt for? Very good. Have you ever used a interdimensional encoding device? Yes or no? Okay. Have you ever been in contact with someone who has used an interdimensional encoding device? Again, just yes or no. Okay. Do you ever wish that you were part of a larger galactic government? Okay. Up until this moment, did you believe in other races from aliens, I suppose is what you would call us? Did you believe in aliens before we met? Okay. Very good. Are you afraid of space travel? Traveling through space? A little bit of fear is healthy and understandable, of course. Space being a vacuum and everything, it's obviously not exceedingly safe unless you have the right technology and systems in place, but I can assure you that you are perfectly safe on this ship, cutie. There are so many fail-safes and systems put in place on this ship to ensure everybody on board is perfectly safe, so consider it like being on a luxury cruise on your planet, on the ocean. That's kind of how safe you are. I mean, there's always the 0.0001% chance that something could happen, but I've never seen it, and my species has been traveling space for thousands of years at this point. Oh, a lot of the AIS races have been spacefaring for a very, very long time. At least by your human standards. Oh, what do I mean by that? Let's just say that, in comparison with a number of major species like myself, humans have a shorter lifespan than we do. Yeah, by Taro standards, you at your age would still be considered an adolescent, believe it or not. Yeah, we take a lot longer to reach full maturity. But when we do, we live a number of times your species' lifespan, which, it's okay. Every species is built different. We don't judge in the AIS. There are so many different species out there that everyone is built just a little bit different, and that's what makes the AIS great. At least that's what most people say. I think that is going to be all for the questions for now. We do have more questions, but we can get to that later if you decide to stay on board the ship. Okay? Does that sound good? Okay, good. Now, I'm gonna take you somewhere else, and that means again you'll have to get in my hand, and I hope you won't get scared. I know you were shaking a little bit when I carried you earlier. Yeah, my pads are very, very soft and very sensitive, as you could imagine. So when you were trembling earlier, I did feel that. And, as cute as it is, and it is very cute, I want you to feel safe, okay? I really am not going to hurt you. Nobody on board of this ship is going to hurt, any of you little earthlings, okay? We actually find your species very cute and adorable, and all of our subjects have been a pleasure to work with, frankly. So far, all of our research shows that your species would make an excellent fit in the AIS, I think. If your species proves to be, amenable to the idea. Either way, for the rest of my research, I'm gonna have to take you somewhere else. And I'm going to put you in my hand. Please, don't be afraid. You're safe. None of the other researchers are gonna hurt you. And you are my subject. Anyhow, we get assigned a test subject each. You are mine. The last test subject that I had decided to part ways with us. They are now back on Earth, safe and sound, and none the wiser of any of the research we did. And if you want that to be the case for you as well, I'm perfectly happy to do that, okay? Okay, so, hold still. Okay, human. Better, right? Okay. Where are we? This is actually one of the viewing decks. I like to take humans here, when I'm doing this particular part of the research because, from what I understand from some of the other subjects, they find the ship in cruise control to be, somewhat relaxing. Either because of the sound of the engine underneath us, the sublight engine, or because of the stars, maybe? I'm not sure what it is, really, but most of the human subjects that we have had on board the ship have said the same thing, that they find this viewing deck to be particularly relaxing. And I want you to be in a relaxed state for this particular part of the research. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Gosh, you are, so cute, but, understandably nervous. I know this is a lot to take in, and I'm asking a lot of you. Very quickly. It's all moving very fast, I'm sure. Just moments ago you had no idea that, you weren't alone in the universe, and now you're not only finding out that that's not the case, that you very much, do have neighbors, many neighbors, in fact, but that you are so tiny, just teensy. That has to be overwhelming. I can't even imagine. I'm sure it must have come as a shock to the first Taro to be inducted into the AIS, to learn how large we are in comparison with some other species. So the reverse must also be true, right? In my case, I have the luxury of having been born and raised in a society where there are a lot of species of varying sizes, major or minor categorizations. So, for me it's just the norm. But relax, it's okay. You are safe, and I need you to be relaxed for this next part, okay? Okay. Now, something that we need to test as AIS research officials is your durability. And that Sounds scary, I realize. I assure you, I'm not gonna hurt you, like I mentioned numerous times by now. But I am going to very lightly squish you. Okay? I promise I will be gentle, and it might even feel good, because like I said, these pads are very soft, as you've already felt by me picking you up. They are silky, they are squishy, and I'm just going to squish, 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 squish. Oh, you squish. Squish. Not so bad, right? Oh, you are adorable, and may I add, you humans are very squishy. My goodness, every subject I've ever worked on has been so squishy. It's really cute. That didn't hurt, right? I told you it wouldn't hurt. I really do mean it when I say you are perfectly safe. All of our subjects are cherished members on board this ship, okay? Okay. I need to keep squishing you, cutie. I'm sorry, but I have to be thorough. Squish. Squinch. Squinch. Squishing your little body. Squishing your little body. Squishing your little body. That's so cute. Squish. 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 Squinch. Squinch. Squish. 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 Aw, you are too cute. Okay, that's enough squishing for now. Okay. But you did very good. Okay. So, the next part of the experiments or research, maybe might be a better word, is petting. So I'm just going to very lightly, very gently stroke your little body. It's okay. Shh. It's okay, little human. Yeah, that's it. You are safe. Yes, you are safe. Completely and utterly safe. Okay? Yes, perfectly safe. Just relax. Let me pet you. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good, cutie? Yeah. It's okay. Don't you fret. Oh, you little humans are so petable, I gotta say. I really hope the AIS determines your species to be worthy of integration, because you're just very adorable, and I've noticed that when we get to the petting part of the research, all of our subjects just kind of melt. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but you all seem to find that very, enticing. Mm-hmm. So what do you think so far? Do you think that you might want to stay with us and help us continue our research? Mm-hmm. I would like that a lot, actually. I think you're very cute, and admittedly, even though I'm happy to release our human subjects when they ask to be released, I always get a little sad because it kind of feels like I'm losing a friend a little. It's not too bad, but I really would like to keep one of my test subjects for an extended stay. I'll be honest, I get a little bit jealous of some of the other Taro researchers that get to keep their subjects for a long time. Some of them have had their human subjects on board for roughly a year of full Earth here. And that seems lovely. The relationship they have with their humans seem very sweet and wholesome. Maybe it'll be that way with you, but there's no pressure if you want to go back to your life. It's understandable, honestly. You must have a family and friends who love you very much and want to see you again. Yeah. It would be selfish to keep you from them. Wow. Are you falling asleep? That is so adorable. Okay. Now, for the last part of the experiment, I need to, test how you respond to Taro purring, okay? Now, in order for me to do that, I'm going to need to put you, right here on my chest. And I think the best way for me to do that would be to put you, maybe under my shirt. Does that sound okay? Yeah. You're going to hear, my heart beat. Yes, I have a heart, of course I do. Like I said, there are differences in biology, of course. I mean, the size difference alone and the fact that I'm covered in fur must have clued you in, but we're not built that differently. I still need to eat. I still breathe oxygen. The same way you do, in fact. Most carbon life forms breathe the same atmosphere as each other, as luck would have it, so theoretically, if I took you back to Taro, my home planet, you would be able to breathe just fine. In fact, most of our food would be edible to you. You may not have the exact biome, gut biome, as you would call it, to digest all of our food, but a lot of it would still be perfectly, digestible and nutritional for you, so yeah, in fact, we up here on the research station have really enjoyed human food as well. Some of the Earthling cuisine is delicious, quite divine. I'm particularly into a lot of your spicier food, in fact. So, yes, I do have a heart, and it is in the same place as you would find it on a human. So you're going to hear my heartbeat, and you are going to hear my breathing, but I want you to focus in, as best as you can, to my purring, because, admittedly, the reason behind it is to see if, down the line, we could potentially teach humans to understand Taro language. But for that, you need to be subjected to just the baseline sound of our purring before we can get into the actual dialect and grammatical side of our language. It is a lot more, what's the word? Maybe primal might be a good word than some of the Earth languages I've noticed. You guys seem to speak using your diaphragms and your lungs and your vocal cords, and there's certainly some of that to Taro's speech, but a lot of it is in the chest, actually. Either way, you probably will never be able to speak Taro, at least not more than very basic words or phrases, but understanding, we do believe that humans could be potentially taught to understand our language. Yeah. So, that might be for our next, series of, we might leave that for our next series of tests. But for now, are you okay with listening to my purring for a while? You might even fall asleep. That would be adorable, and I encourage you to do so if that ends up being the case, okay? You are perfectly safe with me, human. Okay, thank you so much. You have been such a good little test subject for me. I really must say, of all of my test subjects so far, you are my favorite. You have been so sweet and so ready to, help me. So, I do appreciate it. Okay, so, down the shirt you go, cutie, okay? I'll be gentle. There we go. In you go.